High School Challenge is a co-production of Michigan Television and the Genesee Intermediate School District.
This is High School Challenge, the varsity sport of the mind. Now, here's your host, Jim Gaver.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to High School Challenge in this, our 20th year. We're about to play for the last spot in our Final Four this season, so we've got two great teams ready to go. Let's meet our players right away, shall we? First, from Davison High School, we have Allison Seaman. Allison is a junior, president of the Student Council, member of National Honor Society, Red Cross Youth Advisory Council, Greater Flint Youth Leadership, Varsity Choir and State Honors Choir, plans to attend the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor and double major in music performance and music education. Next is Roger Kenneth Hambleton. Roger's a senior at Davison, enjoys reading. He's a DECA district champion in technical sales, plans on attending Wayne State University and becoming a history professor. Evan Putney is the captain of the Davison team. Evan's a senior, enjoys movies, playing pool and table tennis, will attend Michigan State, go into biological science and Japanese studies. Andrew Woolcock rounds out the Davison team. Andrew's a senior, a student council member, National Honor Society, varsity choir, varsity tennis, and senior class president are among his activities. He's a boys state delegate, a Hobie and Aquinas A+B=C award winner, hopes to attend Michigan State University and study veterinary medicine. Those are our players from Davison High School. Now let's meet our team from Carman-Ainsworth. There we have Matt Daniels. Matt is a senior, member of Science Olympiad and Quality Education Committee, hopes to attend the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, is undecided right now on a major field of study. Ricky Bafana is a senior at Carman-Ainsworth, is a member of the National Honor Society, plays varsity tennis and Science Olympiad. He's a scholar athlete on the honor roll, hopes to follow a career in medicine. Captain of the Carman-Ainsworth team is Tanvir Ali. Tanvir is a senior, a National Honor Society member, also active with Science Olympiad. He's a student school board representative. He's on the honor roll. He's a National Merit Commended student. Is looking at Columbia or the University of Michigan, undecided right now on career path. Rounding out the Carman-Ainsworth team is Graham Symington. Graham is a sophomore, enjoys robotics and tennis. He's on the honor roll. Will attend the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor, is undecided on a major field of study. Those are our players for High School Challenge. We're judged, as always, by Julie Pritchett of Genesee Intermediate School District, and now teams, we're ready to get started. Here's your rules for round one. I'm about to ask you a series of questions worth 10 points apiece. The player buzzing first may answer when I recognize you. If you're correct, your team scores the 10 points. If you're incorrect, the other team gets a shot at the same question. Remember, you may interrupt anytime I'm asking a question. No point penalties for incorrect answers. However, at that point, I'd repeat the entire question for the other team. Good luck. Let's begin. If you decompose hydrogen peroxide, you'll obtain two products, a gas and a liquid. What are they? Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth.
Oxygen and water.
That's correct. Between Andrew Jackson and Theodore Roosevelt, only one United States president served 2 full terms in office. Who was he? Time's up. It was Ulysses S. Grant. We'll go with another toss-up. This member of the British Commonwealth was formed when its upper and lower parts. Roger Davison.
Canada.
Canada is correct. A scalene triangle has no equal sides. What name is given to a 4-sided figure that has no parallel? Roger Davison.
Rectangle.
That's incorrect. Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth.
Trapezoid.
It's also incorrect. A trapezium is the correct answer. Your next toss-up. His 1989 Requiem was inspired by his father's death. Who is this composer, better known for Sunset Boulevard and Jesus Christ Superstar? Allison Davison?
Andrew Lloyd Webber.
That's correct. His later works, like Letters from the Earth and The Mysterious Stranger, were more pessimistic than earlier novels like Innocents Abroad. Who was this? Evan Davison.
Twain.
Twain is correct. Another toss-up. Thomas Jefferson called it his academical village. What university is it? Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth.
University of Virginia.
Virginia is correct. If all the water were drained from the body of an average 160-pound man, how much would he weigh? Would it be 80, 100, or 120? Roger Davison.
80.
80 is correct. The Nobel Prize for Peace is the only one not awarded in Stockholm. Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth.
Oslo.
Oslo is correct. Some say the word is short for beatific, B-E-A-T-I-F. Roger Davison.
Beatitude.
It's incorrect. Some say the word is short for beatific, B-E-A-T-I-F-I-C. But their novels and poems were full of wild energy and fantastic images. What group of writers in the 1950s included William Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth?
The Beat Generation.
That's correct. Built in 1946 at the University of Pennsylvania, the ENIAC weighed 30 tons and had 17,000 vacuum tubes. What was it? Evan Davison.
A computer.
Computer is correct. In 1924, Kimberly Clark introduced Celluwipes, then changed the name a few years later to what has become a generic term for any sort of facial tissue. What is it? Roger Davison.
Kleenex.
Kleenex is correct. Her statue, a gift from Spain, stands in front of the headquarters of the Organization of American States in Washington, D.C. What queen financed Columbus's Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth?
Isabella.
That's correct. The binary number 11 looks like the decimal 11. It's not. Evan Davison.
3.
3 is what I was going to be headed toward. That's correct. His gifted sons thought he was old-fashioned and as a result lost many of his scores after he died. What composer got no respect from his sons Wilhelm, Carl Philipp Emanuel, and Johann Evan Davison?
Bach.
Bach is correct. This word is formed from the first 2 letters of the Greek alphabet. What is this appropriate 8-letter word? Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth?
Alphabet.
Alphabet is correct. Your next toss-up teams. It's the largest city in the world that is not also a seat of government. What is this city of 8 million people? Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth.
New York.
New York is correct. Begun in 1817, it cost almost $8 million before it opened in 1825, with festivities along the route from Albany to Buffalo. What was this, Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth?
The Erie Canal.
Erie Canal is correct. Your next toss-up teams. The poem that established his reputation appeared in his 1916 collection, Mountain Interval. Who was the New England author of Birches? Andrew Davison.
Robert Frost.
Robert Frost is correct. When a devastating earthquake struck Tokyo in 1923, one of the few buildings left standing was the Imperial Hotel, designed by this American architect. Who? Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth?
Wright.
Wright is correct. Or in this case, Wright is right. Here's your next toss-up. Certain alloys and ceramics have the ability to transmit electricity without resistance. What are such? Evan Davison?
Superconductors.
Superconductors is correct. Another toss-up teams, they weren't stealing anything. They were adjusting wiretapping equipment that had been installed in May in the headquarters of the Democratic Party. Evan Davison.
The Watergate scandal.
That's correct. As a second lieutenant in the Army, he was court-martialed in 1944 for refusing to take a seat in the back of an Army bus. Who is this member of baseball's Evan Davison?
Robinson.
Robinson's correct. This Puritan poet clearly explained the purpose of his greatest work. Quote, that I may assert eternal providence and justify the ways of God to men, end quote. Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth?
Milton.
Milton is correct. Founded in 1892 by naturalist John Muir, Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth?
The Sierra Club.
Sierra Club is correct. And here's your next toss-up teams. In 1993, bombs were detonated in a parking garage, killing 6 people. Roger Davison.
The World Trade Center.
World Trade Center is correct. Mercy Lewis, Abigail Williams, Susanna Walcott, and Ann Putnam are found dancing naked in the woods at the Roger Davison.
The Crucible.
The Crucible is correct. 3 United States capitals are on this river. Roger Davison.
The Colorado River.
That's incorrect. 3 U.S. state capitals are on this river. Pierre, South Dakota, Bismarck, North Dakota, Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth.
The Missouri River.
Missouri is correct. One of the 6 basic machines, it consists of a rigid bar pivoted on a Evan Davison.
A lever.
A lever is the correct answer. And that's our buzzer in the background. That's going to end round 1, a high-scoring, well-played round. Carman-Ainsworth, you do trail at this point, so you get the first crack at round 2. That's our 60-second round. I'm about to give you a choice of 3 categories. Once you've selected, you'll have 60 seconds to answer up to 10 questions in that category. Remember, you may consult during this round. No need to buzz in, but I'll just take answers from Tanvir, the team captain. If you don't know an answer, you must say pass before I move on. We'll give you 10 points for each correct answer, a 20-point bonus if all 10 are correct. Once your 60 seconds is up, Carman-Ainsworth, Davison, you'll have 30 seconds to answer anything they missed, passed on, or didn't get to, and then we repeat the process. Carman-Ainsworth, your choices for this game are Going Postal, Hip, Hip, Hipper, or Here Comes Potpourri.
Going Postal.
Okay, Going Postal is your category. Each of the following answers is one of the standard United States Postal Service abbreviation for the states, districts, territories, or dependencies. For 10 points each, provide these 2-letter words and 2-letter abbreviations. Now, I want to explain to you that I'm not going to ask you, you don't have to identify the state, or I'm not going to ask you a state and give me the answer. These will be 2-letter words that happen to also represent a state abbreviation, okay? Here we go. We begin with number 1. When talking about electrical current, it's the opposite of AC.
DC.
Correct. It's what Laura Ingalls used to call her father.
PA.
Correct. Mr. Capone, Mr. Pacino, Mr. Gore.
AL.
Correct. In French, this 2-letter word means of.
DE.
Correct. A casual greeting, especially in Honolulu.
HI.
Correct. For Sigmund Freud, it's the source of all those nasty unconscious desires.
ID.
That's correct. It's the city of angels right next door to Hollywood.
LA.
That's correct. This pronoun is the objective case of I.
I mean.
Correct. If you're feeling ill, you might want to call one.
MD.
Correct. On the musical scale, it's between re and fa.
I mean.
That's incorrect. And that's all 10. You got 9 out of 10 correct. Davison, we go to you. We'll set at 30 seconds. Davison, on the musical scale, is between re and M-I. Michigan is correct. Okay, Davison, you get 10 points for that, and now you may select between Hip, Hip, Hipper and Here Comes Potpourri.
Are you sure? Hip, hip, hipper.
Okay, it's hip to be hip, but it's even hipper to know these people, places, and things whose names all rhyme with hipper. Okay, the clock is set. We begin with number 1. Al Gore's wife. That's correct. In the original version, Cinderella's was fur. That's correct. The big one is Ursa Major.
Zipper.
The little one is called Ursa Minor.
Zipper.
Correct. In 1888, he terrorized London's East End.
Ripper.
That's correct. Nickname for the abstract expressionist Jackson. Say?
Jack the Dripper.
Correct. Something to remove paint or someone who...
Stripper.
That's correct. These sailing ships of the midnight...
Flipper.
That's correct. Her real name, his real name is Larry Jones. He plays third base for the Atlanta Braves.
Skipper.
Incorrect. On a robot arm, it takes the place of a hand.
Gripper.
Correct. The kind of cup you give a child to keep him from spilling his drink.
Sipper.
Sipper is correct, and you have 9 out of 10 as well. We'll reset at 30 seconds. I'm looking for a rhyming word for Hipper and Carman-Ainsworth. His real name is Larry Jones. He plays third base for the Atlanta Braves.
Chipper.
Chipper is the correct answer there. And so all 20 of those questions get answered correctly. We'll total up all those points. Be back in a moment, but first let me introduce you to some special people from Davison High School. Their coach is Jerry Pigger, and alternate with the team today is Nick Bachman. We welcome you, and we remind you that we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We're just about ready for some extra credit, but first, some more very special people. The members of Carman-Ainsworth. The coach of Carman-Ainsworth is Margaret Jabb. Sitting in for her today is Dave Fisher. And the alternates you see pictured here are Brendan Becker, Matt Hicks, and Michael Mythaler. We welcome all of you. And we welcome you back to this round of extra credit, which will determine our fourth and final of the final four members of this season. Teams, I'll ask you toss-ups just as I did in round one. Correct answers earn 10 points, plus a shot at 10 points worth of extra credit. Remember, you may consult on the extra credit questions. I'll take the captain's answers, but please consult on extra credit only and not on the toss-ups. When the buzzer sounds at the end of the game, if I'm in the middle of a cycle of a toss-up extra credit, we play through the cycle before the game is over. Here we go. Elite Syncopations, The Easy Winner, Pineapple Rag, and The Entertainer are all compositions by the king of ragtime. Who was he? Graham, Carman-Ainsworth?
Joplin.
Joplin is correct. Carman-Ainsworth, he was a general in Nerva's army. Trajan adopted him and made him emperor. His reign was one of the most peaceful and prosperous in Roman history. Who was he?
Augustus.
It's incorrect. Hadrian is the answer. Here's another toss-up. While still a baby, he strangled 2 snakes with his bare hands. When he grew up, he polished off 12 labors without too much trouble. Evan Davison.
Heracles.
That's correct. Davison, this is yours. No matter how many times you magnify these strange geometric shapes, the irregular broken pattern continues. The part looks exactly like the whole. What are they?
Fractals.
Fractals is correct. Your next toss-up, teams. It's one of the oldest mathematical problems known, found in an Egyptian papyrus almost 4,000 years ago. What fraction must you add to 1/2 to make 2/3? Roger Davison.
1/3.
That's incorrect. Carman-Ainsworth. Carman-Ainsworth, Tanvir.
1/6.
1/6 is the correct answer. Carman-Ainsworth, his 1929 movie Blackmail was the first talking picture in British film history. What director was knighted for films such as The Lady Vanishes, The Man Who Knew Too Much, Rebecca, and Rear Window?
No idea. Hitchcock.
Hitchcock is correct. And here's another toss-up, teams. Quote, the sun was shining on the sea, shining with all his might, and this was odd because it was the middle of the night, end quote. What nonsense poem by Lewis Carroll begins with this stanza? Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth.
Jabberwocky.
Jabberwocky's incorrect. Davison. And time is up. The Walrus and the Carpenter is the answer. Next toss-up. In 1974, the United Nations recognized it as a government in exile. In 1994, it signed a peace accord with Israel in which it assumed Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth.
Palestine.
That's incorrect. Roger Davison.
The Palestinian Authority.
It's also incorrect. I was looking for the embattled political group, Palestine Liberation Organization, or PLO, is what I needed for an answer. The purple pitcher plant, the sundew, and the bladderwort are all unusual plants. What characteristic, Evan Davison?
They're all carnivorous.
That's correct. Davison, David Belasco wrote 2 popular turn-of-the-century melodramas, The Girl of the Golden West and Madame Butterfly. Who turned Belasco's plays into operas?
Barber? Barber.
Hmm?
Barber.
Barber.
Barber's incorrect. Puccini is the correct answer. We go to another toss-up. They appeared about 150,000 years ago and spread through Europe and Western Asia. They suddenly vanished about 35,000 years ago, just as a new kind of human arrived. Roger Davison.
Neanderthals?
Neanderthals is correct. Davison, an index card, the end of a brick, and the porch of the Parthenon are all examples of this geometric shape, which the Greeks thought to be especially pleasing to the eye. What did they call it?
A golden rectangle?
That's correct. Here's your next toss-up, teams. It last erupted in December 2000. Roger Davison.
Vesuvius.
It's incorrect. It last erupted in December 2002. What is this volcano on the island of Sicily? Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth?
Etna.
Etna is correct. Carman-Ainsworth, it is a history of the Holocaust told in the form of a comic strip with Nazis as cats and Jews as mice. What is this unusual work by Art Spiegelman?
Pass.
It's Mouse, A Survivor's Tale. Here's your next toss-up. Two epic poems, one Greek, one Latin, tell of two men returning from the Trojan War. Roger Davison.
The Odyssey?
That's incorrect. Two epic poems, one Greek, one Latin, tell of two men returning from the Trojan War. The first is Homer's Odyssey. What's the second? Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth?
The Aeneid.
Aeneid is correct. Carman-Ainsworth, it's the title of T.S. Eliot's 1922 poem about the sterility of modern society.
The Wasteland.
That's correct. Your next toss-up. All of the following events occurred in the same decade. Greece won its War of Independence. King George III died. The Monroe Doctrine was proclaimed. What was Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth?
1810s.
It's incorrect. I'll repeat, all of the following events occurred in the same decade. Greece won its War of Independence. King George III died, and the Monroe Doctrine was proclaimed. What was the decade? Roger Davison?
1850s?
1820s is the correct answer. Your next toss-up. This bony protrusion on the rim of your jaw is called a mental eminence, but it has nothing to do with outstanding thinking. What is this anatomical feature more commonly called? Ricky, Carman-Ainsworth?
Your cheek, bone, cheek.
Incorrect. Davison? Davison, Evan?
Dimple?
Also incorrect. Chin is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up. The 1936 Summer Olympic Games were the first to include the Olympic torch relay. In what city? Roger Davison.
Berlin?
Berlin is correct. Davison, clover, peas, alfalfa, and peanuts are all members of this family of flowering plants. What are these nitrogen-rich plants called?
Legumes.
Legumes is correct. Next toss-up, teams. It comes cascading through the Cascade Mountains on its way from British Columbia. Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth?
The Columbia River.
That's correct. Carman-Ainsworth, it was originally called God Save Emperor Francis. Adolf Hitler changed the words. What is this former national anthem of Germany?
Pass.
It's Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles. Here's the next toss-up. You have tickets for a single elimination tennis tournament with 128 players and plan to see one game in every round. How many games will that be? Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth?
7.
7 is correct. Carman-Ainsworth, she's Cyrano's beloved in Cyrano de Bergerac. She's also the title character in Steve Martin's 1987 movie based on the play. What name do they share?
Pass.
Roxanne is the correct answer. Here's another toss-up. It was declared obscene by Emperor Napoleon III. What painting by Edouard Manet shows a nude Roger Davison?
The Bee Man.
That's incorrect. We're in the middle of a cycle, so I do repeat for Carman-Ainsworth. It was declared obscene by Emperor Napoleon III. What painting by Edouard Manet shows a nude woman having a picnic with two clothed men? Tanvir, Carman-Ainsworth.
Sunday morning in the park.
It's incorrect. Correct answer is Luncheon on the Grass. And in a game that went right down to that question, we have our fourth and final quarterfinalist. Davison, congratulations to you. You'll be moving on to Carman-Ainsworth. A great season. Congratulations to you. And I want to wish you the best of luck in the remainder of your academic competitions and your careers throughout the year. We'll be back with the semifinals and the finals real soon. Until then, I'm Jim Gaber. Have a good day.